Have you ever felt surrounded by challenges so great they seem insurmountable? As if every step forward is blocked by a massive barrier? In today's video, we'll dive deep into one of the most powerful promises in the Bible. The gates of hell shall not prevail against the church. These words, spoken by Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, offer a message of hope and strength that has sustained the faith of millions over the centuries. Here, we'll explore not just the historical and theological significance of this promise, but also how it applies to your life today. Regardless of the obstacles you face, whether in your personal, professional, or spiritual life, this video will offer perspectives that can not only inspire, but also provide practical tools for overcoming adversity, along with powerful insights into the supernatural. So I ask you, are you ready to discover how the adversities you face can be transformed into foundations for a more resilient and faithful life? Stay with us, because I promise this is not just another video. It's a journey to strengthen your faith and renew your hope. The biblical text we will discuss is found in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 to 19. In this passage, Jesus is in Caesarea Philippi, a significant location near a pagan temple dedicated to Pan. There, he poses a crucial question to his disciples. Who do men say the Son of Man is? After hearing the answers, he directly asks, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter then makes a remarkable declaration of faith, inspired by God. "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Jesus responds to Peter with a promise that would become the cornerstone of the Christian faith, declaring that he had received a revelation from the Father in heaven. "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." These words not only establish the importance of Peter as a central figure in the early church, but also assure that the church will triumph, despite the forces of evil that have tried to destroy it from the beginning. The relevance of this text is immense. It not only defines the identity and mission of the church, but also offers comfort and hope to Christians of all times. The promise that the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church is a source of strength and encouragement in times of persecution, doubt, and struggle. In this video, we will explore how this promise remains alive, influencing lives and shaping faith in a world that constantly challenges our beliefs. Jesus' statement, "The gates of hell shall not prevail," was made in Caesarea Philippi, a place notable for its religious diversity and historical significance. Located to the north of Galilee, near the sources of the Jordan River, Caesarea Philippi was known for its associations with pagan worship, especially that of Pan, a nature god often linked to flowing waters and caves. Indeed, a large cave in the area was considered by many to be a portal to the realm of the dead, or the gates of hell. In this setting, Jesus not only challenged the prevailing polytheism, but also made a bold statement about the permanence and supremacy of his teachings and his community, the church. He chose a place filled with symbolic religious significance to announce the construction of his church, emphasizing that even the most powerful forces perceived by men, such as those represented by the cave, would not be able to oppress or defeat the church he intended to establish. This context is crucial for understanding the depth of what Jesus was proclaiming. He was not just talking about spiritual resilience in an abstract sense, but declaring the victory of the kingdom of God in a location many considered a bastion of hostile spiritual powers. Thus, the assertion that the gates of hell shall not prevail was both a guarantee of divine protection and a direct challenge to the dominant religious beliefs and practices of the time, confronting the empire of darkness. When Jesus declares in this place that the gates of hell shall not prevail, it resonates in this world and also thunderously in the heavenly realms, so that all principalities, powers, and rulers may tremble and know that Jesus is the one King. Another important event that occurs at this location with powerful and supernatural implications is the transfiguration of Jesus. All this reveals the reality of the spiritual world and how we are influenced by it, denoting the significance of what we proclaim as the church and citizens of heaven. The expression, "the gates of hell," carries a profound and multifaceted theological meaning, especially in the context of Jesus' words in Caesarea Philippi. Traditionally, gates symbolize the power and authority of a city or fortress, often serving as both the point of entry and exit, as well as the main point of defense against enemies. In this sense, the gates of hell suggest an image of hostile or challenging forces that attempt to prevail or destroy the church that Jesus planned to build. For the disciples and the early church, this promise had direct and encouraging implications. 1. Divine protection. The assertion that the gates of hell would not prevail against the church provided a guarantee of protection against the spiritual forces of evil. In a time when persecution, both spiritual and physical, was a palpable reality, this promise offered hope and strengthened faith. 2. Mission and expansion. Knowing that their community would not be destroyed by the greatest adversities, the early Christians felt encouraged to preach the gospel and expand the church. The idea of an invincible force behind them provided the courage to face oppositions and difficulties. 3. Spiritual victory. Theologically, the statement implied that the kingdom of God, represented by the church, had authority over any evil power metaphorically represented by hell. This reinforced the idea that Jesus' mission and the subsequent mission of his followers were part of a divine plan of redemption and victory over sin, darkness, and death. For the disciples, this promise was not just a guarantee of survival, but a mandate to act boldly, knowing that their cause was aligned with the supreme power of God. This conviction was crucial for them to face adversities with resilience and persistence, characteristics that deeply marked the history and growth of the early church. To further deepen your understanding of the historical and theological context of important biblical texts like this one, I have a special recommendation for you. Click on the pinned comment below to obtain the ebook, Revelation, History, Context, and Relevance for Today. This material can provide additional insights that will enrich your journey of faith and understanding of the Scriptures. The text from Matthew 16:13-19 is fundamental for understanding the identity of Jesus and the role of Peter in the early church. Let's explore each verse in detail. Verse 13. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" Jesus starts with a general question about the public perception of his identity. This question serves to set the stage for a deeper revelation of who he truly is. Verse 14. They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others, Jeremiah or one of the prophets." The disciples report a variety of answers, reflecting the popular speculation that Jesus might be one of the great prophetic figures reincarnated. This shows that, although people recognized his spiritual authority, they did not fully understand his true nature. Verse 15. He said to them, "But who do you say I am?" Jesus directs the same question to his disciples, seeking a personal and direct confession of faith from them, distinguishing public opinion from his intimate circle of followers. Verse 16. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Peter, acting as the spokesperson for the disciples, makes a decisive declaration inspired by God, recognizing Jesus not just as a prophet, but as the Messiah, the Christ, and the Son of the living God. This is a confession of faith in the divinity of Jesus, establishing the theological basis for the rest of the dialogue. Verse 17. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven." Jesus blesses Peter for his response, highlighting that this revelation came directly from God, not through human understanding. This emphasizes the divine role in revelation and church leadership. Verse 18. "And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Jesus plays on the words Peter, Petros in Greek meaning rock, and rock, Petra, indicating that Peter, due to his revealed understanding of Jesus as the Christ, will be the human foundation of the church. The promise that the gates of Hades, a term for the realm of the dead, interpreted here as a power of destruction or death, will not overcome the church, grants an invincible authority to the church's mission with Jesus as its head. Verse 19. "I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." Finally, Jesus talks about the keys of the kingdom of heaven, a metaphor for spiritual and administrative authority. The power to bind and loose implies significant authority given to Peter, symbolizing leadership and responsibility in governing the church. These verses not only solidify Jesus' identity among his followers, but also establish the theological and administrative foundation of the church, with Peter in a prominent role. Reflecting on Jesus' promise that the gates of hell shall not prevail against the church, we are reminded of the extraordinary power of faith in the Christian community to overcome adversity. This teaching not only strengthens our spiritual resilience, but also unites us as a community that can face any challenge with hope and determination. I invite each of you to contemplate how this promise applies in your own lives. Think about the times when you felt challenged or oppressed. How have faith and the support of the Christian community helped you overcome these difficulties? And more importantly, how can we, together, continue to strengthen this community so that it remains a source of support and inspiration for all its members? The faith we share is not just a personal belief. It is a collective force that has the power to transform the world around us. By living this truth, supporting one another, and facing adversity with courage and love, we are not only witnessing our faith, but also living the promise that no adversarial force can defeat us. Let this reflection serve as a call to action for each of us. Let's strengthen our faith, take care of our community, and face challenges together, certain that we are supported by Jesus' promise. May we always remember and act according to this powerful assurance that, with God, we are invincible, and nothing can separate us from His love for us. If you were inspired by this message and believe in the strength of our faith and community, don't forget to show your support. Leave a comment below sharing how the promise that the gates of hell shall not prevail has impacted your life, or how you have seen this strength in action in your community. If you want to learn more about Elijah, the prophet of fire, click on the card on the screen and watch. This video will inspire you through the deeds of this prophet of God. Additionally, give a like to help spread this message of hope and encouragement. Share this video with friends, family, and on your social media so that more people can be strengthened by these words. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so you don't miss any of our future videos aimed at inspiring, educating, and strengthening our faith. Together, we are stronger, and with God's help, unshakable. Thank you for watching and for being part of this community. God bless you.